So we are going to make a very delicious soup. It's a simple recipe. All you need, the ingredients, butternut squash that I have already cut up. And it's the nice thing about using the butternut squash is it has a nice sweet flavor to it, so it will sweeten the soup a little bit. And then we have carrots, and this is about 6 carrots or so, roughly about 1.5 pounds of carrots chopped up roughly. Doesn't have to be fine at all. And 1 large onion chopped up. And here I have garlic and ginger, a very important ingredient in this particular soup. It's got you have a bit of a nice spicy bite to it, but not to a point where it's spicy hot, but just nice little bite. So we are going to start as usual with, I've just started heating my pot, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Start with the onions. And you want to just saute it until it starts to turn translucent, probably about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're going to start adding the garlic and the ginger to it. This is a really easy recipe, and all you basically need to do is put everything together, and we're going to be using an immersion blender to make it into a nice silky smooth soup. So nicely. It's starting to soften. Now we're going to add the garlic and ginger. Another minute or 2. That looks pretty good, starting to soften. And you can also, I can smell the ginger, so timing is good. We're going to start adding the rest of the ingredients. So the carrots. Your butternut squash, that's an average size butternut squash, and often you can find the skin and cut up butternut squash at the grocery stores as well, so you don't have to skin it. So mix it. And I'm going to use vegetable stock. So I made this yesterday, and making vegetable stock is really easy. We'll do that another time. But the other thing you can do is just go to the store and buy a box of the pre-made ones. And it's always good to have it at your in your pantry anyway. So I gauge the amount of liquid I need, and just to make sure that everything, the vegetables are all covered. So and if you find that it's not quite enough, just add some water to it. So what we're going to do is bring the soup to a boil, and after it's come to a boil, we are going to turn it down to a simmer and just let it cook. I'm going to cover it when it's simmering, and it should cook for about 20 to 30 minutes until everything is nice and soft, and we'll come back to it. Right, so now you can see that the soup is coming to a boil very nicely, and once it starts to boil like that, you can turn the heat down let it just go to a simmer. Usually if you're at high and it's boiling, bring it down to maybe a 2 or 3 on your electric stove, or just on a low heat to a nice simmer, and let it simmer for about 30 minutes or so until everything is soft, and we'll be able to blend it and make everything smooth. So our soup has been cooking for about half an hour. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to just poke some of the carrots, and you see how easily it goes in? That means it's nice and soft and it's ready. So I've turned it off, and what I do is I find that this is very easy to use using an immersion blender. You can also, of course, put it into your usual food processor and just blend your soup that way as well. So I'm going to do this, and I'm sure some of you have a blender at home, and just keep doing it until everything is nice and smooth. So see, this is nice and smooth now. It took me about 5 minutes to make it really nice and smooth. And of course, if you want it like really silky, use the blender. You're going to find that it will give you that same or a slightly smoother texture. However, I have to admit, I like my trusty handheld blender, so it's just a lot easier in terms of working. So this is ready, and taste your soup. Oh, nice and sweet. The only thing is, I think I forgot some salt, so I'm going to season it with a bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So, and I'm going to use my hands, just a sprinkle, about a teaspoon's worth. That should work. And it's not overly overpowering the ginger. It's just nice. So, taste. Much better. So there we have it, and I'm gonna serve it up, and I just want to show it to you so you can look from up top. This is one. So if you want to make it strictly vegetarian, I don't do anything with it, but I do add a little bit of 5 spice, just a little sprinkle, like that. Okay. The other thing that I do sometimes is, if you want it to have a little bit of that creamy taste also, is a little bit of cooking cream and just drizzle it on the top. It's very pretty. So strictly vegetarian, or if you want a little bit of dairy, it works out really nicely here. So there you have it. Vegetarian, and with a little bit of cream. There we have it. This is your butternut, carrot and ginger soup.